Happy Eye and I done fucked up. God damn it.
Holy, I was not prepared for that. That was hectic.
Thank you. Which also, go check out that band Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid. They're fucking amazing. Some very good friends of ours. So, happy fucking Tuesday night. It is Tuesday here, right? Yeah.
It's Wednesday, but it's also Thursday at the same time.
It's not Wednesday. Wait, what? No. It's not Wednesday. It's Wednesday for him.
Wednesday for him.
Oh. It's Tuesday
for us. Right. Like we were talking about this earlier.
This is like a fucking episode of...
We're all off today.
This is like a goddamn episode of Back to the Future. we're technically in Tuesday and Wednesday right now.
Right.
I'm the one in the future.
Oh, see, we're talking to somebody that's in the fucking future right now.
I'll let you guys know if anything happens today in terms of world news.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna have to fucking let us know. So we've got Mitch from Lost Beneath. You guys, some of you that have watched has seen this band with their song Catacombs that we've played on Plugged In before. Had a bunch of emails to bring them on, and here we go. We got lucky. We made it fucking happen. Here's Mitch. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing really good. It's a nice Wednesday morning. Had a decent sleep.
That's good. That's good. Have good sleep is always a good thing. I did not get good sleep last night because it was a holiday here in the States. It was Memorial Day, and me and my brother decided to sit around the pool and drink an entire fucking goddamn 24 case of fucking beer within like 3 hours. So we got obliterated last night and had to turn around and try to work this morning, which was absolutely a blast.
Fun times.
That makes sense. I didn't realize it was Memorial Day. Someone, I think Luke, our drummer, last night we were doing a band practice, and he's like, "Why does America get Memorial Day sales, but we don't get Anzac Day sales? Anzac Day's our basically Memorial Day."
Okay.
Like well, we get Anzac biscuits, and that's about it.
What the hell is that?
It's just a biscuit that's like a cookie that's kind of made from like oats and it's like oats and I've actually never made it. I just know it has oats.
I have no idea what's in it. Just eat it. It's good.
The main ingredients is oats.
Yeah, oats and something. It's called an Anzac biscuit.
Sorry, we have a lot of shit over here in the U.S. that you don't want to eat because there's no telling what the fuck is in it. Like bologna. Stay the fuck away from bologna because that shit is disgusting. It's horrible. Like anything potted meat, stay the fuck away from potted meat.
Hey.
We got a similar thing here. It's called Devon. And it's basically the same thing as bologna.
Oh no!
You get it in a big 1 kilo roll, and it's like $3.
Don't y'all have that like Vegemite shit?
Yeah, Vegemite's great.
Is it?
No.
You gotta eat it properly. Everyone's like, they get a big spoonful, they take a thing, and then they're like, "Oh, that's disgusting." You gotta have on toast with a lot of butter, a little light. Get the tiniest bit of Vegemite and spread it across, and then it's good. You gotta have it. You gotta use it lightly.
Okay. Because I actually there's one time I went to the store. It was called World Market, and they carry like different shit from all over the world. And they had Vegemite in there, and I was debating it. I sit there looking at it for about a good like 30 minutes. I'm like, do I want to? I'm highly contemplating it, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to.
If you like the bitterness of beer, then you will probably like Vegemite if you eat it properly because it's the same stuff essentially.
Oh, I love beer. Love.
There's sometimes I drink beer and I'm like, this tastes like Vegemite. If it's like a really bitter beer.
That is absolutely disgusting. Kayla, one of our
There we go.
Oh my god!
Why did we have peanut
there? That is wild work.
Ma'am, I think you were very high when you first tried that because that is the only way that you're going to eat potted meat with peanut butter if you were stoned out of your fucking door.
I'm sorry, I have to agree with that one.
Here's a fun sandwich combo. Peanut butter and banana. Good, right? Add a slice of American cheese.
No.
I know.
See, look,
I know.
that's on the verge of my son's sandwich, which is Nutella, ham, and cheese.
What?
Yes, he calls it sweetie and meaty at the same time. Copy and freaking Big Bang Theory, man. I'm sitting here like, are you freaking kidding me right now?
Can't just go chucking cheese on everything.
That is fucking dirty. That is just straight up fucking disgusting. All right, so fucking getting into it. So, how long have you guys been a band together?
So late. I joined the band. I think it was late 2022. It's either late 2022 or 2023. It was actually on the Alpha Wolf Discord. There was another guy on there that I knew was in Townsville, and I was working on my own projects, and I just felt like playing in a band. So I came to him and said, "Do you want to start a band?" And he said, "I've already got like a project going if you want to join." But I was a vocalist at the time, like just purely a vocalist, hadn't touched a guitar in like 4 years. And he's like, "Do you play guitar?" And yeah, I was like, yeah, sure. To be in a band. And then at that time, it was just harsh vocals purely. And I showed them the type of vocals I can do as well, like kind of gritty cleans. And we were like, sweet, let's do that. But yeah, the bloody Lewis, our guitarist, he wrote a lot of the instrumentals for the EP, and going from not playing guitar for 4 years to learning that stuff, like I almost choked him to death. Some of the stuff that he does, it wasn't easy. But I know the stuff now. But 2022, I think, is when that went down, and we kind of just started getting together and writing stuff and practicing together early 2023, and I think we released our first single June 2023, and that was Total Loss of Control. But that's the humble beginnings, at least.
Okay, all right, Mosh, you're up on deck, brother.
All right. So when you're playing a show, where do you catch yourself looking at the most? Is it the front of the crowd, the middle, or the back?
I really love playing live. Like, it is what fuels the fire of my life. So I'm trying to look everywhere. I try to make a big point, especially the first couple shows. I kind of was like so in the zone, and then I left and realized I didn't remember anything about being up on stage. So especially in between songs or like before a breakdown or something, I really try to make a point to look at the crowd and the whole crowd, especially at the bigger shows where there actually is like a huge crowd. This last show we played with In Heart's Wake, it was a huge crowd, and we made a point to record the whole thing. We had a big wall of death and all that stuff, and that was
nice,
pretty new for us. I do like the front, especially as a vocalist. You kind of look for people singing, so you can give them a little mic grab every now and then. It's always nice to reward the really well-known fans. There's certain people I've seen at 10 of our shows as well. So yeah. I just like the crowd as a whole is awesome. The front,
nice.
I can't even see the fucking crowd because I have to play blind and I can't see shit other than just fucking mass sea of color, and that's all which is probably good because if I could see, I would probably vomit. Because I remember my very first show playing in the band when I was like 16 years old, and we walked out there, and I was only thinking that it was going to be like 10, 15 people. Well, there was like several hundreds, and I'm just like, immediately my stomach flipped and I was fucking puking in the damn trash can. I was sick as a fucking dog instantly. And I did this. I puked before every show for probably 10 years after that before I finally got over it and it didn't bother me anymore. It was horrible. All right, CB, you're up on deck, brother.
All right, so we all know that you're from another country. What is a traditional dish that you love and enjoy that is very traditional in your area?
Oh, a lot of people in Australia will say a palmy. I think a lot of people in the band as well would say a palmy. I'm not much of a palmy guy. I'm more of just give me a thick cut of rare steak and chips with some like pepper sauce. That's like
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's a palm?
He sounds
A
fucking
burger?
American.
We get a lot of. I think what I love about living in Australia and especially the eastern coast is the seafood you get. I'm a really big seafood guy.
Yes.
Yeah,
We get
That's-
things
all
like we
that's
get,
Now
me.
what is that dish that you had mentioned? What is that?
which one? Sorry.
Palmy.
Palmy?
Oh, palmy. Sorry. It's like a chicken parmesan. It's got like.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Yeah, it's got like cheese and I think ham and like Italian sauce on top of a chicken schnitzel, and you put that on a bed of hot chips. Or
Oh, wow. That sounds great.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I say that like everyone's gonna understand what it is. It's a very you say
It's all
palmy here. Everyone's like, oh yeah, head to the pub for a palmy. Yep.
I
Everyone
mean,
knows.
that's kind of the same thing with us. With like, if you come down the south and you tell people that we eat like shrimp and grits, and everybody's like, "What the fuck is a grit?" I'm like, "Oh my god."
To be honest, I've
It's
watched
oatmeal, but made from corn.
yes.
I've watched like MasterChef and stuff like that, and every time I think the same thing every time. I hear
figured-
shrimp and grits. I'm like, what the hell is a grit?
So basically, it's like ground down corn, and so it's like very similar to like oatmeal, but it's a little like grainy. And
More like
with
steel
us down the
toe.
south, we put cheese in it. We put cheese and salt and pepper, and usually eat it with shrimp, and it's
Hey,
fucking
what-
amazing.
man.
like
Give me
fry it up.
some butter and salt and pepper, man. Damn.
Yeah, well, I'd probably love that because I love one of my favorite dishes is garlic prawns, and
Oh, yeah.
so I love prawns. It's just
Prawns
the-
are very hard to find here. They are
Yeah.
not easily found.
I wonder what the difference is in terms of taste between prawns and shrimp because I grew up thinking they were just the same thing, but they must be like two different, like very similar.
I know the
Well, shit.
size difference is a big thing because like shrimp are much smaller than a prawn. Like prawns are.
I thought they were the same.
No.
So I just did a quick Google, and they basically taste the same, but exactly, prawns are just bigger, and they have like extra legs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, yeah, I worked at a prawn factory for a while. Or sorry, a prawn farm, and
Yeah.
we'd separate them by size, and there'd be a bunch that are like too big to sell, and the owner would ask them to be packed, and he'd give them to his family and the stuff. Like we had some prawns that were the size of like bananas.
Oh my god.
They were crazy. I ended up
I'm jealous.
stealing a couple.
That's like a fucking lobster. Shit.
It is. They were huge. I didn't realize that was a thing until I worked at the farm.
See, here in South Carolina, the big thing's oysters. Oysters are like our big, huge thing. Oysters is life here, and if you don't eat oysters, you don't belong here. You will not fit in because
I
they're
don't.
all about
Shunned.
oysters. Yeah, you will be shunned because like when me and Meg came back from Welcome to Rockville, I took her to one of the local seafood places the day we got back, and we went and like slammed a dozen of them damn things, and they are
Each.
fucking amazing. Yeah, and they are
Do you have
amazing.
oyster Kilpatrick? Is that a thing?
No, we have oysters Rockefeller, which it might be, which is like usually it's like a oyster Rockefeller is like the oyster, Parmesan cheese, spinach, salt and pepper, and like all melted onto the oyster.
Oh, okay. We have a thing called oyster Kilpatrick where it's like that. It's like some kind of vinegar based like sauce on it, and it's got like pieces of bacon on top of it.
Oh, okay. I can probably get down with that then.
Yeah.
Why
That's-
the fuck do we not have this? That sounds good as fuck.
Yeah.
Ooh.
All right.
If you look
All right,
up
Meg,
oyster
let's gear up.
Kilpatrick, I think you'll see.
All right. So, whenever y'all are recording music, what do y'all have any like in studio rituals or like pre-recording rituals that y'all do, or like what helps y'all get into the headspace to record or even just write?
Well, I don't know if we have any we definitely have like pre-show rituals, but in terms of recording, so we do a lot of the stuff in-house in this room. You can't see it over there. We've got a vocal booth just over there. So
I
we
see
do-
all your sound
Yeah.
treatment. Yeah.
Yes, we do a lot of in an effort to save money. We're all pretty savvy with audio engineering and stuff, so we record our vocals and guitars ourselves in here. And I think, yeah, we just especially with vocals, you just warm up, have a yarn. But we usually are working tight on time, like come over for like 2 hours. So as soon as like Ivan gets here or something, we're just like straight into it. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't think we'd have like a headspace kind of studio thing. I kind of just start yelling.
Just go straight into it.
Hey, at least y'all live in the same area, because like a lot of bands in the United States, and I've actually come to find out that this is pretty frequent. Most bands don't even live in the same area. Like my band, for instance, our vocalist lives in a whole different fucking state. I live in a different state. All of our people all live in different states. So most of our stuff is primarily everybody's kind of got their own home studio kind of setup that we record and send it. And our guitarist, he actually is an audio engineer and actually has a degree in it. So we send everything to him and he mixes and masters everything and does all that shit. But I mean, it's probably nice for you guys living close to where you can actually just all come together and fucking do it at one damn spot.
Yeah, we got very lucky that we found 5 talented people like in a town this small.
Yes,
we haven't really kind of settled with anyone. Everyone's really good at what they do.
It's so hard to find good musicians. Like serious.
That is. I mean, you have to like go to the internet here just to fucking find decent people. Like I know her band, they all live within about the same area, but like mine and most of the people I know, we do not. We do not live in the same area.
And even if we're in the same area, I still have to drive like an hour and a half to get to like the practice room that we have, or I have to drive 45 minutes to get to where we record. Like I still have to, we all have to do still 45 minutes of driving time. Wow.
Let's consider ourselves lucky then. The place where we practice is like 20 minutes away, and we're like, ugh.
You get spoiled.
Yeah, anywhere around here, you're gonna be driving hours just to go to fucking practice, especially playing a show.
Before that, we were even more lucky because our drummer Luke, he lived in a place that used to be a brewery, so there was like immense open space, and he was paying like nothing for it, and we just like could put all out there. He had a drum kit set up in there, he had it treated and all that, and then we had a bunch of rain this season, and his roof caved in, so we had to move out.
Oof,
damn,
that's rough. So what was the one moment in your life? Was it a band or was it a certain situation that you decided, I want to be in a band, I want to be a musician, this is exactly what I want to do?
So I've always kind of been a bit of a musician because my mum was a singer, and I grew up doing vocal lessons and stuff. But at that time, between the ages like 5 and 10, I was kind of just singing like Queen and some of the higher range stuff. I always had a pretty wide vocal range. But I remember specifically when I was 10 years old at school, because at the time I just listened to whatever my mum listened to, and that was like a bunch of like Keith Urban or Eagles and stuff like that.
She's laughing.
Yeah. And then someone at school showed me Enter Sandman, and I was like, what the hell is this stuff? I like it. And then I got into Metallica, and then my uncle showed me Avenged Sevenfold, and I never looked back from there. And I'd always wanted to be, from that moment, in a metal band, but with this small town that I was in, because I lived in an even smaller town that's an hour south of here, and it's like just a farm town. It was just not in the realm of possibility to be in like a metalcore band because there's no scene, like no one's gonna come. So I ended up having like some cover bands. I was in a punk band at one point where we played covers and our own music. But that moment, I always remember vividly in the classroom listening to Metallica, and they were always my gateway into all of this. That would probably be the moment that turned everything on its head.
Mine's kind of similar. Like the first metal band I ever heard as a kid was Motorhead, and I heard Ace of Spades, which is what made me want to be a bass player. Like I remember going to get my first instrument, and everybody was making fun of me because I wanted to be a bass player, and everybody's like, nobody gives a shit about the bass player. Why do you want to play bass? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. I want to play bass. This is what I want to do. But I actually started playing pop punk bands because I was a big pop punk kid growing up, big into Blink 182 and Good Charlotte and Story of the Year and all that shit. And then I remember listening to the soundtrack for a movie called Strangeland that Dee Snider from Twisted Sister wrote and directed and starred in.
Oh, nice.
And I watched it, and there was a band called Coal Chamber on there. And Coal Chamber is what sent me into the fucking descent of trying to find the heaviest shit that I could possibly fucking find. And then, of course, later on in my 20s, I found out about them way later than everybody else did. I was way late on Slipknot because I didn't even find out about Slipknot until Iowa came out.
Oh, wow.
I never heard the self-titled yet. Didn't hear any of it. I didn't know jack shit about Slipknot until Iowa. And when I heard Iowa, I was like, holy shit, who the fuck are these people? What the fuck? And then it just goddamn plummeted, and it was like a goddamn drug for me. I got addicted to it, and it was like heavier, harder. What can I find that's heavier than this? And I just kept going and going and going.
Have you listened to Humanity's Last Breath then?
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably the depths of the heavy.
Oh yeah, I went down so many fucking rabbit holes. Like it's how I felt like bands like the Tony Danza Tap Dance Extravaganza that's fucking insane, and the Red Chord, and then I got into I Wrestled a Bear Once, and that became one of my favorite bands for the fucking longest time. And Marilyn Manson was actually one of my big idols for a fucking long, still to this day is one of my big idols. Rob Zombie, White Zombie was a big idol of mine fucking growing up. So I went down that rabbit hole just like everybody else did. It's like you start with one thing. Like my mother, I grew up on like fucking Madonna and Ace of Base. It was that. If I heard it, my mother, it was weird as shit. So music was a huge thing in my house. Now, if you heard Madonna, Ace of Base, or Kenny G, or Enya, you knew it was cleaning day.
Enya.
You didn't want to be if you didn't want to be cleaning baseboards and vacuuming all goddamn day, your ass better haul ass out that goddamn fucking house and sneak out. Because if you weren't, you were cleaning. So the minute I heard Ace of Base or Enya or Kenny G or Madonna, my ass was out. I was running out that fucking house.
And didn't come back until the street lights came back on.
Exactly. I'm going to play football. Bye, Mom. Out. Gone. All right, Mosh, you're up.
All right. So when y'all are traveling and stuff like that, do y'all usually take something with you, like personal, to like all that it's always going with you no matter what?
A really soft pillow. Body pillow.
Oh, I wish I had taken a pillow last time we traveled. But it's not really
it could be anything from your phone. I mean, a special lighter. I don't care.
Phone don't count. Everybody's glued to their phone. That does not count.
Dude wipes.
I take those. I have pumpkin spice dude wipes.
I'm sure there'd be something that the other people do. I don't think I have anything super special that I take. I usually like to travel pretty light. The best answer probably isn't a something. It's probably a someone. Our guitarist Lewis, his partner Talisha, is like our absolutely biggest helper. She travels with us all the time. She sets up the merch for us while we're sound checking, and she does like so much stuff for us that we never ask her to do. Like she last time she came up, she had like a laminated board of like all our sizes and their prices. She had bought colored rubber bands and rolled up all our merch in the different colors based on the sizes, so we didn't have to keep looking. Like, and I can't recall a show that she hasn't been at, and she's literally the sixth member of Lost Beneath. That's probably.
Hey, that's always important. Like everybody, when you have people with your band, you tend to sometimes forget about how important that person is until they're gone and you're having to do all that fucking shit. And then you're like, fuck, this person really does a lot of fucking shit for our band. And like, we really need this person to be on the road. Like, you know, fucking CB up there, that he's my bass tech. So like, gotta have him. Fucking Mosh is gonna be going on tour with us because he's gonna be our fucking stagehand and security and all this other shit because we don't want to have to fucking lug all that shit. He's gonna fucking do it.
You gotta have the big motherfucker somewhere, so might as well be me.
So yeah, it's like those people. A lot of people don't realize how important it is to have somebody to, you know, fucking sell your merch for you and run that fucking table and all that other shit. Everything that goes into being a band, because it's more than just the band. Yeah. There's a ton of stuff that people don't realize what goes on, which is what I get so mad about all these bars around the US that don't want to pay bands.
Yeah.
They're like, you know, just come and play for free. And it's like, dude, do you know how this equipment costs? All the moving, the fucking merch, the setting everything up, all that shit takes a whole lot of time.
God damn it.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time and a lot of fucking effort.
Yeah, oftentimes even when we get paid, we're still probably in the red if we've had to travel. So it's like you got to help out a bit at least.
Yeah, and then you got this pay to play shit over here in the United States.
Yeah,
like there's places that they make you pay to play, which is a bunch of horse shit. I've gotten so much shit because there's even like with big bands, they'll charge little bands to be able to go on tour with them. So they're like, oh, you want our fans, you want our fan base. So if you want to go on tour with us, it's going to cost you $25,000.
What?
Oh, they do it all the time.
Fuck that noise.
Exactly.
See you later.
Oh, there's bands that do it, and I've seen a lot of bands. I had a buddy of mine. I ain't gonna call out nobody because I'll be getting a cease and desist in my fucking email tomorrow. But I had a really good friend of mine that I went to school with. That his band hit it real big, and they got real popular. And they ended up getting approached by a huge band. They're like, hey, you know, they warmed them all up. They're like, hey, we love your fucking music. You guys are fucking sick. You guys are badass. Come on, fucking tour with us, man. We got you. Fucking blah, blah, blah. And then they were like, okay, yeah, we're going to do it. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, by the way, we forgot to mention it's going to cost you $25,000 to go on tour with us and 15% of your merch sales every night.
Oh,
they did it. They went and took out a business loan and they paid it and they did it. Well, they didn't even make it halfway through the tour and they were bankrupt.
Wow.
They couldn't finish the tour. Everything was done. They lost. And by the time they were done with the tour, they were in the hole almost $100,000.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Bloody hell.
The hotels, the food, they rented a bus. All that shit, they couldn't pay for it. Yeah, so they fucking ran out of money. And they still ended up getting sued by that band afterwards for the remainder of their fucking merch sales. They're like, you have to pay us a certain amount of what we missed from your merch sales for the tour that you couldn't finish.
Bloody hell. That's crazy.
So by the time they got sued and everything else, they were over $100,000 in debt.
So that makes my stomach turn
Exactly.
I don't even know where I'd find $100,000 from. We're struggling to get the money for our upcoming stuff. Nowhere near $100,000.
No shit. All right, Mosh, or CB, you're up on deck.
All right. So, off the music topics, what is the most dangerous animal you've come in contact with?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Being in Australia, the land of dangerous animals.
It's gonna be a boring answer, but it probably is some kind of spider. I've carried a baby crocodile once.
Aww.
But that's
okay.
Yeah, you got redbacks kind of all around here, redback spiders. And there's funnel web. It's just literally a bunch of oh, actually, I know an answer. I stepped on a brown snake once. I don't remember exactly what brown snake it was because there's like 7 really deadly brown snakes up here. But it bloody striked at me and missed. And if it had hit me, I'd be dead.
Holy shit. I know the brown snake because like way back in the day, I actually used to breed snakes.
Oh, yeah.
I was obsessed with like venomous snakes, so I studied them for a long time, and I know there's a lot of different variations of the brown snake, but the brown snake's like one of the fucking venomous. Then you guys got like the inland taipan and fucking a million other things, the box jellyfish and the stonefish, and
that's like the first thing they teach you here. You're like 1-year-old come out of the womb. If the snake is brown, piss off out of the other direction. I was getting my car broke down, and I had to take it to a place. Like I wasn't in my hometown. I was traveling, and I had to take it to like an emergency automotive place, and I was waiting for them to fix it. I was walking around outside, and I stepped on it, and I didn't like. I heard it rustle, and I heard something like go across my leg, and I looked down, and I bloody saw the brown snake, and I don't think I've ever run that fast in my life. The other direction, I was like, holy crap! I was looking around my leg, like, did he actually get me? Because I was like, my heart was beating so fast once I saw it was a brown snake, and it had stricken at me. I don't know if that's the right word. Struck at me.
Good enough.
So, being that he asked you about animals, I have to know, and I'm going to be that guy.
Oh,
how often do you see koalas and kangaroos? Shut up! I want to know.
How about tree bears?
All the time. These drop bears, they get you all the time. You got to wear these helmets whenever you come out of your house. So they sell drop bear helmets down at the store. So
you said drop bear?
Yeah.
So I've never heard that terminology before.
So are they like everywhere? Like, do you see them like everywhere?
Like, you can't escape them.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's a tourist myth.
Yeah, it's just kind of like a prank that Australia plays on the rest of the world.
So you actually don't see them that often.
Koalas and kangaroos all the time. We actually have a zoo close to here called Billabong Zoo, and there's koalas and kangaroos all over there. You can like touch them, carry them all over there, and it's actually a really big risk around here because it's not like a huge built up city area. I do a lot of highway driving because one of my works is like 90 minutes away or 70 minutes. And kangaroos getting hit by cars and that causing accidents is a huge thing around here. You can buy these things called kangaroo whistles. You put them on your car and it kind of lets
like a deer here.
I'm saying
deer. What's the deer whistle?
It's probably the same. And they're so dumb. They will stand. You see them like 500 meters down the road. They'll stand side of the road, go like this, and then the minute you're like you can't brake, they'll just go boom straight in front of you. I've had it happen to me, but it is.
So kangaroos are like our deer. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Understood.
It's particularly hazardous because if you get them, I've seen it if you get them mid jump, they're like at your window level, so they don't even hit the fender of the car. They go straight through the windscreen.
Damn.
And if you're traveling like 100 kilometers an hour, that can kill
You have a new
people pretty
passenger.
easy. Yeah.
Oh shit! All right,
Yeah.
Meg, you're up.
All right. So when y'all are playing your live shows or whenever you're writing your music, what's the feeling that you want people to leave with after your show or after listening to y'all's music?
We just want people to think that was awesome. Like, I enjoyed that. Our live shows and our music is just to make people enjoy themselves and have a good time. And especially our music, it's more catered towards like headbanging, like everything, especially this newer stuff that we're writing. It's all just like it's supposed to be headbang fever. We've got this thing,
Breaking necks.
yeah. Yeah, well, we literally have a symbol called Broken Neck Hazard, and we got stickers of it and all that.
I saw it on your merch store.
A merch store?
Yeah, on y'all's website.
Oh shit! That's not.
He's like, what?
That's not supposed to be live yet. We haven't told anyone about that yet because it's not really ready. But
oh well, everybody knows now. Surprise!
You can buy stuff. We just haven't really integrated like the postage and that yet. Like we're still trying to learn all that stuff. But yeah, we got the Broken Neck Hazard stuff because everything we write is about like this. Because some of it's like polyrhythmic as well. So even though the drums or whatever, they're keeping this beat, and then the guitars will like weave in and out of that beat, and it's like cool to feel that while you're still just headbanging.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many are you guys one of those bands that plays in multiple tunings, or do you try to stick with just one tuning?
Nah, we got multiple. We run all of our guitars live through amp sims on a computer, so it's pretty easy to automate that. At the moment, I think all the stuff we've written is only in drop F, but we're writing stuff that's in double drop D sharp and double drop C sharp. Yeah, but we just automate. We actually have Catacombs at the end there with the big breakdown. It drops down to double drop C sharp. So we even have some automation within the middle of songs that changes the tuning. And we have that. We do that live as well. No Mercy is our intro song that we play live, but live we play a different version of it where we play it and then kind of reprise the riff lower and then reprise it again even lower, and that's kind of our intro to the live set. So yeah, quick answer is yes, we play in multiple tunings, especially once we start releasing new stuff. It'll be a lot different.
So you're using computers to just straight up change your tuning mid song then?
Yeah, we got a lot of we do a lot of automation mid set because we run pretty much everything through a computer, so that way because we do a lot of Digitech stuff like with a Digitech whammy, and especially for Catacombs, I got sick of just standing there tap dancing on my pedal board, so we
yeah.
Because I like to move on stage quite a bit. And so I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to automate all this shit. And
now, have you guys ever had any issues with that before the show, as far as like malfunctioning or power outage or whatever?
Yeah. Two different occasions. One time we luckily fixed it beforehand. I don't know what happened, but when we were doing a sound check, we had time for one sound check. And particularly the guys don't usually like to do Catacombs because it's a pretty heavy on the vocals and stuff like that. And I don't know why. I was just like, can we please just do Catacombs so I can check the automation, make sure the automation is doing good. And we did it and the automation wasn't working. And I just restarted it and it started working. And luckily I checked it because like Catacombs without that automation, it kind of sounds lame. And the guitars wouldn't have dropped down when they were supposed to. But before our biggest show, that recently we played a show with In Heart's Wake, and they are a huge Australian band, probably top 3.
We know them here.
Yeah.
we know them here.
Yeah, so we got the opportunity to play 2 shows with them in Townsville, our hometown, and Cairns, which is about 4 hours north. And Cairns was the first show, and we had just bought a bunch of new equipment, and I'm usually the stuff that sorts out the backing tracks, the automation. Because you can't really see it. Our rack is here, and I built that. And we had bought a new interface so that we could automate more stuff, because we only had 4 inputs originally, but now we have 8, so that we can automate like big delays on our vocals, and basically everything goes through that interface. And we had done 10 practices or so. Everything was completely fine. And then I usually load it up like an hour or 2 before sound check, just to make sure everything's working properly. And 4 of the outputs just stopped working. We have 10 outputs. We used 7 of them, and 4 of them just stopped working. And I troubleshooted everything. And I sat there for like 2 hours. I was stressed. We got to the point where the sound guy's like, "Oi, what are you guys doing? I'm trying to sound check here." And I'm just like, right before the biggest show of our entire lives. I was stressing. And yeah, and everyone else is stressing as well, because they can't really help, because all of this is like in my brain and my kind of forte. I ended up just so 6 of the 10 outputs were working. We used 7. I ended up just putting my vocals straight to the sound engineer and not running it through, so that I had really dry vocals for the entire set. But that wasn't too bad. Like, it's better than not having guitar automation and stuff like that. But yeah, we ended up like not really sound checking or anything. The set ended up being pretty good, but it was like 2 seconds away from complete disaster. And the next show, I turned up really early, like the day after, so that I could troubleshoot. And since then, everything's worked fine. It's literally that one show that those outputs didn't work, and ever since it's been fine. The show after it was fine. Before that, it was fine. Just that one bit.
Some type of force of nature was trying to fuck with you at that
point.
Know.
Oh shit!
I was like, of all the shows.
Now, do you guys play with a click track or no?
Yeah, because we have a lot of effects and backing tracks and like snare bombs and stuff. So our music, it's pretty important for us to play to a click. And we've got like voice cues and all that kind of stuff.
I fucking hate click tracks. Fucking hate. I do. I'm the world's worst, because I'll get up there with the band and everybody's got their fucking inner ear monitors in. They're like, yeah, we have to play a good click track. I'll fucking pull that shit out. I'm like, nope, I ain't doing it. I'll play to the drummer.
We have a fully mixed in-ear system, so everyone has their own in-ear mix, and we have like on our phone we can give us we change mid-set what our mix is. So if you start playing, you realize I can't hear my guitar at all, you can just like bend down. So you can choose not to play with the click and just play with the drummer if you want. But you won't get the sound cues or anything. But I love playing to a click, because then I don't even really need to hear the drummer. I can just play to the click.
I hate playing to a click. So bad.
If the drummer messes up, then I know I'm still kind of in time, and then drummer can come back to us when he finds his place again.
Right. I don't know. I've always hated. I love asking that question, because I like to know how many, and I've actually been surprised at how many people are like, fuck click tracks like me, and they're like, hell no. But most of them do play click tracks.
I was gonna say I didn't realize until very recently how much of a debate that was. I thought like every band I've ever seen live, like with big production and all that, all played a click tracks, like Alpha Wolf and In Heart's Wake. They played, because you can't really have production in your track, like, or backing tracks, unless you have a click track. You can just have the drummer have a click track, and then everyone else play to the drummer, which I guess is an option.
So I know with my band now, we're gonna have to play the click tracks, and I'm fucking irritated as hell over it, because we have a lot of like overlaying different types of like fucking violins and cellos that we're using.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not gonna like bring in somebody to play that fucking live, so they're gonna be fucking, what backing tracks, and it's just like, motherfucker. If we had a keyboardist, we could pull it off, but if we had a keyboardist, that motherfucker would have to have like goddamn 10 keyboards. And there ain't no goddamn way, unless he's got fucking 8 arms and he can play all goddamn 10 at the same fucking time. It just ain't gonna happen. I'm just like, I can feel it every time I think about it. I start having anxiety, and I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, it's pretty important for us. We do tend to have a lot of post production in our songs, as you could probably hear from Catacombs, and there's usually like a bunch of synthy bits going on. Sometimes there's more than 2 guitars going at the same time.
Well, still talking about that and all, like, what is y'all's take about the AI coming into it?
It's hard. It's hard as an artist because you can't really stop it from happening. And you hear some of the AI stuff that's going around, and it is actually pretty good. I'd like for there in some way for the laws to come in to say that no one can make money off just printing AI stuff,
Right.
and like, because then that's just taking kind of the whole creativity out of, like, AI is AI. It can do stuff, but there's some things that AI can't that humans can, and that's the beauty of the music, is where it comes from. Because I've messed around with like AI song generators and made some pretty cool and funny stuff, but it's pretty copy and paste the way it sounds.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw into this because a lot of people are gonna get a little bit angry with me, but it is what it is.
Oh boy.
As far as AI creating music, I don't like it. I don't agree with it. As far as AI would just standardize like still frame art, I'm okay with it, because if you think about it, you can go on there and you could create an album artwork in seconds. Now, if you went to somebody who did that as far as like a smaller band, that artist is going to want, like here, they're going to charge you $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 for just that fucking album artwork. And to me, that's ridiculous. Now, I'm a graphic designer by trade. That's what I did for work for a long time. I still do it on the side for a lot of different bands. But I'm one of those ones that I never charge insane prices. Even though it might take me 3, 4, 5, 6 days to do their album artwork, I might only charge them $100 or $200. Very, very small, because I get it. But most of them don't. And they want these astronomical prices. So it's kind of a double-edged sword, because some people are like, well, it's putting artists out of business. Well, goddamn, if you weren't charging $5,000 for a goddamn piece of art, then maybe it wouldn't be putting you out of business.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I kind of agree with that. I think we used AI for our most recent cover. Actually, our last two covers were AI, but we used AI to get a general kind of look, and then edited it again ourselves. So it wasn't just like, boom, AI, that's our cover. We kind of would print out 20 different versions of it and then edit it and then overlay a bunch of like the words and stuff.
Right.
But yeah, I completely understand, especially for people on a budget and stuff like that. I think now that we have a little bit more of a budget this time around, we are probably gonna get an actual artist. Usually around here they charge anywhere between 150 to 500 AUD, so it's not as insane prices, luckily. So that we're probably going to do that this time around. I have used AI in the past for kind of as inspiration, like either instrumentally or lyrically. Like, I'm not a big fan of getting AI to just write you stuff, but it is really good at instigating certain thought patterns within your brain, or like if you get it to write a bunch of stuff and you go, oh, that idea is cool, I'm going to explore that myself now, rather than copy pasting from AI.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
That
we
makes sense.
put some
Because it still keeps that human element in it. Yeah.
All right.
All right, CB, you're up.
All right. So, if you could give advice to any of these new bands that are coming up, what advice would that be?
Don't be afraid to make mistakes. I think a lot of things that you do, and as a band, everything you have to learn the hard way, and you have to take it in stride. I think earlier in our band's lifespan, we'd freak out about a lot of things that were happening. Be like, oh, we're doing stuff all wrong. Like, bigger bands probably aren't doing this, making these mistakes, but the bigger bands have probably already made those mistakes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of mistakes we've made live that we're like, all right, we're gonna stop. We're gonna prevent this from happening again. Like, I think the first 2 or 3 shows, the way I would move around stage, my other guitarist Lewis, I ripped his power out of the power board of his pedals. And I did it like 3 shows in a row, and he started getting real upset with me.
He's like, God damn it.
Yeah. So we now like kind of wire it in a way to where that won't happen. I now loop my my cord around my pedal board and tie it so that, because I would also rip that out of its of the pedal, and I'd be playing half a song asking why I can't hear myself, and then I look down at my pedal board and the whole thing's yanked out. Yeah.
Dang.
Same with just intercommunication within the band. You will learn how each other works, and that kind of takes a bit of growing pains. And I think communication within a band is very huge. It's you don't want to leave people feeling like unheard, or you don't want to create any disparity in the importance or the levels of the band. We're pretty big on that. Every big decision we make, all 5 of us get to have a vote and have a say. Any writing idea, all of us get to put our input. Anyone's allowed to explore any idea in terms of writing, and then at the end of it say, do we like this? And then we all say yes or no. Like, no matter how much someone contributes to the band or not, we treat each other as equals, and I think that's a big factor as to why we all like working together.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, Meg, you get the last question before we go into the music video.
Oh man.
No pressure.
Let's see. Since we're on the topic of new bands, sort of making mistakes, what's the biggest lie that you think you've ever been told or you've ever believed about performing or creating music? What's something that you've had to like break through?
That's a tough ask.
I have an answer, but I don't want to blacklist myself from certain people or certain promoters. So I could tell you off air, but
juicy. We'll have to stick around. I want to hear that one.
That works.
Okay.
We'll do that one off air. But we are at the end of time, but we are going to play their song Catacombs. So y'all stick around and watch Catacombs. We are out of here for tonight. We love you guys. We will be back tomorrow night with another amazing band. And on that, you know what to do. Be good to each other. Wrap your tool. Don't drink and drive.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank
Absolutely.
No problem, man.